Hopefully that's still working. Hey everyone, it's me. This is BDevine, of course, and this is going to be a little bit of a message about the upcoming energy this week that you may already be feeling. If you're new here, welcome. My name is BDevine. I have over 35 years worth of experience with spiritual matters, all things spiritual, an academy for free courses, and a website to teach you and open up the flame sovereignty era. So readings become transmissions and everything becomes so much simpler. Why? Because you are just reclaiming the origin flame within you. As soon as you do that, you start an activated code that opens up skills and abilities, memories, all kinds of things. So this week's flame frequency, okay, just gonna tune into it. I call it a flame lens a little bit, right? So I've already written some things for patrons, but I wanted to sort of explain something because we are moving into a very, very different type of an energy. And we are at the end of the week, we'll be in the Samhain energy or Halloween. Uh, I prefer Samhain. Um, the flame frequency feels compressed. It feels metallic. It feels charged as well because there's a lot of things that are happening planetary wise. But there's also an echo or a ghost energy this week. Now, what do I mean by that? Although there may be extra activity with your loved ones and in remembrance, the ghosts activity is more like things that are echoing from your past. People, places, situations, words that were said, feelings that you had, situations you found yourself in, physical sensations of compression, a tightening in the lower back, for example. Your joints might be aching a little bit. These all fire through, okay, because you're making changes with yourself, because you also might need to look at some of your reactions to things, the same old kind of coming up right before you are bursting into this new energy. You want to make sure you've taken care of that old stuff, right? One of the things that I learned, hang on a minute. One of the things that I want to make sure that we don't get any interruptions. Okay. One of the things that I learned a really long time ago is that when you are focusing backwards, right, it starts to show you things that you keep in your prison cell in your mind. So when you're looking back at all these things, it might start to raise or trigger feelings inside of you, right? And they're your own feelings, they're your own patterns, they're your own structures. So this week you're asking yourself whether these old pattern structures, worries, habits, whatever it is that you might get yourself worked up with, whether it's worth your time, worth your energy, whether that's the focus that you want to have anymore. Okay, right, so we are purging, remembering, and repositioning. So I'm just going to read you what I've written here. Some of the colors for this week: gold, white, indigo black, blood red, and the mirror that you have around you, make sure that's chrome and silver. Well, that's how I do it. So I put my flame wall on of gold and white flame all the way into the center of the earth, center of the universe, 360. Okay, around that firewall a chrome mirror is placed. Now this purges energy, oncoming energy towards you. It stops the false voice. Okay, it's still up to you whether you want to talk to the false voice or not, and that is the one that says, oh no, this is crap, you don't need this, just go back to your old thing that you were doing. You don't need to be listening to something that gives you power. I don't know why somebody wouldn't want to have their inner power restored, but there's plenty of people that are just like, oh, I'm going back to whatever I was doing before. Like, it's okay. But when you have your mirror shield around you, You can also do it so that there's a mirror shield on your devices. So before I make a video, I shield my video. I've even got on my computers and things like that, I've got little drawings on them to sort of protect them. And you can get stickers or something like a flame sticker or something for the back of your phone. Why not? To remind you and also to show you that it's active, right? So this week, the collective is walking through a mirror corridor, a spiral tunnel made of flame encoded reflection, where every false projection, every mimic voice, or energy zapping agreement must be seen before it can be removed. We're walking through the corridor, all this stuff is at us, and we need to see how we react to it in order for it to leave finally, right? Now, everybody is where they are on their journey, and where there will be some people who remain in bitterness instead of getting better. So for me, you either get bitter or you get better. There's no sort of in between. You fix it or you're not. And it's like what does Yoda say? There is no try, there's only do. You've got to do. And accept that as your new reality as well. So we need to look at the certain agreements that we've made in our life with people, the amount of energy wasted on people that weren't worth it, and instead of feeling like stupid, don't just chalk it up to experience and just put that fire wall on it, dissolve it in all directions, right? So your soul is standing between two timelines and deciding which one is going to survive. Okay? Remember, whenever you're just about to hit it, when you're just about to get past all of your blockages and pain and sadness and, being broke or whatever it is, right? You're just about to break through. That is when every little thing comes along to annoy the crap out of you. How many times has that happened to you? Where you can go in hindsight and say, oh my God, everything was chaos. And then all of a sudden, because I didn't fall into it or because I didn't give into it, I was able to move ahead, right? That's what's happening. So it's not chaos so much as it is a refinement under this sacred fire. And the message for you all is that you're not abandoned. You were paused so that the mimic could be witnessed in full. What is the mimic? Okay, this is a copying, siphoning energy. It is false light. The false light teachers have been around for a long time on the planet, spreading information that's only partly true. And this energy of the flame sovereignty is drawing that to light and stopping the following of all of that nonsense. For one, the whole chosen thing. You're the chosen ones. That is dangerous. That is dangerous types of stuff. And they're getting people in because they're like, oh, I want to feel special. You already are. You're already something, this is something that you choose. So if you want to say you're chosen, we all are. We choose this. We choose to hide parts of ourselves and then open it all up, right? We choose to be sovereign. We choose to have all of our abilities awaken for us. We choose to understand who we really are. We choose to heal. We choose the life path that we've had. Okay, we're not chosen ones, and that is really dangerous. It's the same old thing, creating a hierarchy system. And that is always dangerous, saying that we're strong, you're weak. We're strong, you're weak. That's BS. We know where that always came from. So be careful, because it's going around again on social media. I kept on seeing it this morning. So, so you were paused so the mimic could be witnessed in full. See it, right? Now the flame walks with mirrors, and nothing false may follow you through the gates. So if you work with this energy and you forget it, so you set it and you forget it, you don't, as you start to embrace this work that I'm teaching you, right? Your natural, strong, powerful instincts will come alive again, and you will see the boundaries, the people that you don't want to be around. You say no. You know, these people are talking nonsense. No, I don't want to hear about it. That's going to be your answer rather than, oh, really? Oh, I'm so sorry that's happening to you. Oh, gosh, you poor thing. You've just been through so many things. Oh, and there's more. Okay. And now you've got the, okay. Oh, I'm really sorry. I'll send you healing. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Now you're saying no. And it's not like if someone directly said, look, I would like, you to send me positive thoughts or send the healing or whatever, right? That's okay because it's not coming at you with a whole big lot of story behind it. They're just simply asking for some good vibes. There are some people that just won't listen anyway and only want something all the time, or only post something when it's asking for help. That sort of stuff, you're not helpless, right? Number one, you're not helpless. Number two, when issues are happening to your body, when issues are going on in your brain, when you're having recurring patterns or people are treating you like crap, only you can say no. And you have to understand that there comes a point where you really don't care whether people like it or like you anyway. Because if they really love you, they honor that boundary already, right? If they don't, then they're just going to see what they can get. And when you say no, you're the problem all of a sudden. That is abusive behavior towards you, okay? You start to have a very, very strong discernment within your being. As we evolve through our spiritual journey, right? We don't have to know everything every step of the way. But I couldn't be someone who helps guide, okay? Hey, this is what you can do. Don't have to, but you can. If I'm someone that helps guide, then I take that as a great responsibility and making sure that I'm always trying to discover new protocols and new ways of doing things that will help to bring us into our true power, because the more of us that are doing that rather than aimlessly following other people that make you feel dependent or whatever, or are just giving these hollow messages or aren't really receiving from the correct channels, right? You can always tell. I have to have that integrity and knowledge and understanding, and also test my theories, right, in order to be able to share with you. A lot of my work, as you know, is just free. Here it is. I can't help myself but say, okay, this is the energy today. Let's take a look at it. Let's break it down a little bit, right? And then if you want deeper stuff, then you become a part of Patreon, the Flame tier. You're going to get access to like 7 years worth of postings and webinars and stuff. And you'll be invited to all of the once a month get-togethers live, right? That's if you're ready for this next thing in your life to kick off. You know, if you're ready for, or if you're sick of the same patterns, because there are so many people that constantly go around and around and around in circles. And if your spiritual teacher, say for example, is not showing you how to get out of those circles in your mind, or showing you how to protect, or showing you how to heal, or showing you how to declare your protection, or showing you certain things that come up in your timeline and how to correct it. If they're not showing you a way for you to be powerful, okay, then they're leading you around and you're never going to get the answers you're looking for. So this is what it means a lot to me, to hold that high integrity and to make sure I'm doing things in the right way all of the time. How I would like to be treated is how I treat you all, right? Same. I'm sure that you treat your friends how you would like to be treated. And what happens is, as this flame begins to burn away all of these illusions, flame equals the true origin light, right? As it starts to burn away all the bullshit and all of the illusions, right? And all of the stress and all of the patterns and all of the things that were holding you back, okay, as this starts to happen, unfortunately, not everybody gets to come on the journey. And you may feel exhaustion, but then all these waves of like, okay, now I know what I'm going to do. You may have dreams of dragons or flame or, you know, old situations burning away and all that sort of stuff. You may have flashbacks to who you were in the past. Maybe teachers that you went to, contracts, a burning need to speak the truth. That happens to me all of the time. Even if no one's listening, I'm still making these videos, and I'm going to make more and more and more and more and more, because it just allows an archive. It allows a message to get in a timeless way, right? And I wouldn't be true to myself if I just kept my mouth shut all of the time. So you might also get a burning need to speak the truth, right? I told you that. Shivers or heat at the back of your neck, right? This is a flame mirror activation. So when you're feeling this, you know, a little bit of itchiness or something like that, okay, I've activated my flame mirror, that's right. So it's burning away and, you know, releasing all of the onslaught, right? Unexpected wealth glimpses or payment offers or changes in your career or transitions like this. I did this vault opening called Vault 77, and it was a wealth gate vault for everyone. Now, we did one when we did our 7 flames, okay? We are going to do some major work in November with dragons. So I really hope some of you will come to learn about the 7 dragons, the Dragon Fire webinar. It's going to have more than just that. But we're going to meet some different dragons too. And again, dragons are primordial energy. They are a vibration. Okay, we have said, okay, this is what a dragon looks like. We've said this is what a dinosaur looks like. We've said this is what an angel looks like. This is what a spirit guide looks like. So however it is that you think of them in your mind is how they actually come to you. That's the same story. Even the angels will come to you how it feels comfortable for you, how you might recognize them, right? So the dragons do this too, but I'll explain more history of them, and we'll really, I mean, it's dragon stuff. We're going to be powerful for November, right? And then in December, we'll be doing things that are setting the movement into the new year. This Vault 77, it opens, which restructures the currencies, it changes things, and you know, you'll notice changes. You'll notice where you've got to stand firm as well, okay? So install your flame mirror ring. Don't just protect, reflect. You can actually use a set of 7 mirrors of flame around your field and declare what must not come through, right? So this is one where I do the devices and things, but you can use the flame breath of truth first. So you're inhaling and saying, I burn what's false. Exhale, I reclaim what is scroll backed, part of your soul documents. What's truth? Okay. You prepare for the Samhain gate walk. From October 31st to November the 2nd, the veil isn't thin, it's interactive. There's a big opening. Dreams, visitations, ancestral contacts are likely. So you can say, flame of remembrance, walk me through what was sealed, right? Connect me with who is missing. The flame mirror affirmation, I am not afraid to see what was hidden. I'm not afraid to walk forward. I carry mirror flame and I return all false energy to source. Done. So the activation practice can be also to stand in front of a mirror itself and do this, like in your, say you're in the bathroom or something, right? You could say, you put your hand over your heart and say, I reflect only truth. I resurrect only realness. This week, I walk as flame. Or you can use your obsidian. Edgar Casey used to use black obsidian to show or to reflect things. Again, i.e. mirror work, okay? I often use this. I'd like to get a plate because that would work really well. But I often use this and I can see into it and connect with it like I do with my crystal ball. But I can see what's behind me, if anything. I don't know, that sounds spooky. But sometimes I get glimpses of or fragments of old students or clients or whatever, right? That are sort of just trying to hang on to my energy field a little bit, or maybe I haven't dislodged all of this. And this obsidian can work as a dismantler in the energy field. You can comb, you know, your energy. You can comb your auric field a little bit and just make sure that there's nothing, especially around your throat. And when you're working with the crystals, again, you must set your intention with them. But the thing of it is, you need reactivation. You don't need saving from anything. You all need reconstruction, reactivation of who you really are. You need some reflection of, you know, and taking your power back with some things. Understand that not everybody, as I said, is going to understand who you are, what you're doing. And if you said, oh, well, you know, I'm a sovereign being of flame and I'm burning through illusion, and then people will be like, I don't know what you're talking about. So you're just living, right? You're just living in your way, the things that work for you. You don't want to be, in a sense, doing things that you know, oh, my crown is doing a thing, that you know are upsetting in some way, or things that you know are going to get a bad reaction kind of thing. So it's interesting, right? Because I have my Facebook page, Devine Miracles, and then I have my you know, my personal stuff, right? So my brother Stephen, who they've all, that side of my family have all been cut away, right? But my brother Stephen came to me, I believe at the beginning of the year, maybe, or maybe just about the end of last year. And he was like in a really bad way. He'd lost everything. He's homeless. He had to give his dog up, and just heartstrings, you know, like bad situation. The kids are gone. Like, he's lost his long-term girlfriend, the mother of his kids. She actually overdosed in someone's front yard, alone, just like, it was just horrendous, you know. So my brother Stephen has been a long time drug user, recovering, you know, addict, and then he'll go sort of back and forth. An amazing, brilliant writer. Like, I mean, it's natural for my brother Stephen to be able to like write, you know. And he writes so well, but he doesn't do anything other than reminisce or go backwards, or overthink and get himself like super stressed out. And you know, he kind of makes fun of me in a way that's condescending, and in a way where he doesn't believe what I'm saying. So the natural Leo in me is like, are you serious right now? Like, you're just coming back in, you're asking me these questions, I give you an answer and you don't believe it. But you'll listen to all of these abusers, you know? So it's really interesting that he comes back in, and every now and then he'll just put some weird comment, and I'm like, what are we calling living on a different planet here now? Like, is there something, are you all there? Like, are you actually within your body right now? Anything that I do, and this is the same thing you may experience with family members who are toxic, right? Anything that you do is wrong and frowned on, but you're not the one who's had a lifetime of abusing others or abusing yourself or taking drugs for long term. I'm talking heavy drugs. Who cares about marijuana? Like, seriously. But I'm talking about like heavy drugs all the time. You know, having nothing but sitting in someone's drug house, you know, and no one can find you and people are looking for you. Like, that's okay, but you're not allowed to grow in your life. Like, I'm not allowed to be a guide or a teacher or that, because it's laughable to them. They haven't even given a chance to know what I'm talking about, but they have an assumption, because as soon as you say psychic or medium or talking to the angels, you are immediately crazy. That needs to change. That will change. And this is one of the reasons why I was like, what? There has to be something else here. This same old label, you know, just doesn't work, right? The flame sovereignty came in. Okay, bang, I can live with that. Oh God, it works this quickly. Okay, this is fantastic. There's going to be protocols for what you would call Reiki. There's going to be new ways of doing it. For what you call shamanic healing, there'll be new ways of doing it. For what you call tarot readings, there'll be new ways. For what you call having intuition, there'll be new ways. Whatever you call astrology, there'll be new ways of looking at it. You know, like I said, mediumship, clairvoyance, claircognizance, all the clairs that we've heard of, telepathy, all of these things. There will be a new way of explaining it, doing it, being it, living it, right? Until you're no longer the strange one or whatever they want to say. All the unhealed people are going to project all of their unhealed stuff on you, right? Whatever they're going to say, however they're going to try to tease you, or however they're going to try to block the road, okay? Just know that as you stand in your power without explanation of what that actually is, but just being strong, being positive, and doing your internal work and your breathing and that, you succeed every single time. And when they finally say, well, how are you doing this then? You know, what are you doing, magic or something? Like, what are you doing? Then you've got this opportunity to explain, hey, you can do this too. It is a choice to stay in bitterness or to get better. And if you choose to get better, there are ways that you can do it with your mind, to focus in a different way. And it's not woo-woo. It's not all energy work. It's not all, I'm on the spiritual path and I'm a chosen one. It's none of that. It's just choices, right? Choices that you make every day. Choose to be happy. Some people are like, oh, but you know, this is, no, it's your choice how you react every single time. And the more that you choose you, okay, the more powerful you become, the less you're worried, the less you're concerned, the less anxiety, the less stress, the less skin problems, the less, you know, holding on to weight, the less confusion in your brain. When you're sure of who you are, you don't have to convince anybody. It's just written all over you, right? It's just there. Clarity is there. And doing this work gives you clarity. It gives you focus, and it actually changes things in your life. The angels, your guardians are all much more powerfully around you as well. And do we have to sort of like ask the angels for assistance in all of this? No, we tell them. We don't ask them, we tell them. Thanks. Stand here. Okay, open that over there. You know, without obviously interfering in anyone's free will. But it's like, okay, thanks for being around me. No more, please angels, please stand guard. No more of that. Just thanks for being there. Thanks for opening up people's eyes. Thanks for allowing people to actually see where they're going. Now, whether they do that or not, I'm not invested in it, but I'm just opening that up, right? So with my brother, thanks. Thanks for looking after him. Thanks for showing him the way. He's had some synchronicities that he cannot ignore. But because when someone gets afraid of something, they start hating on you, right? Oh my God. those cycles of BS friendships and family members and toxicity and people projecting their low self-esteem upon you, all that won't wash with you anymore, right? It won't wash with you anymore. It won't work. It won't work. It won't guilt you into going and doing something unless you let it, right? So you don't need saving. You need reflection. As I said, remembrance, reactivation. There's also something about the planetary stuff this week. Hang on. So when my brother doubts anything that I'm saying, or come on, or da-da-da, it triggers inside of me, or at least it did, this feeling of like, you have to believe me. Like, why do you always sort of misjudge me? Why don't you just listen to what I'm actually saying? It's like this triggering of I'm not good enough comes. He does it on purpose. Like, he loves to project that stuff. He's not as stupid as he may sometimes look, but he is the funniest dude. Like, this is how he gets you with his humor. He's the funniest dude you're ever gonna meet. He'll pull faces. He does the whole Jim Carrey stuff. Like, his face can just turn. He's funnier than me, right? And I'm pretty funny. So you've got all this humor, you've got all this knowledge, you've got all this writing capabilities, you're smart, like super intelligent, so you can't work this, like, life itself out? Like, come out of your fantasy world. And I just reveal, yeah, there's no point trying to explain. As I said, there would be no belief anyway, you know. Like, even me saying I looked after my grandma until she passed away, he's like, well, you just took her away from mum, and, you know, you're nasty about that, and you didn't really look after her properly, and, you know, she should have stayed in a nursing home. And who does that sort of stuff? Like, that was his attitude, because he was listening to the toxic mother, right? So anyway, let's have a look at this. But people do this to us, is my point. Every time you're about to get somewhere, every time you're about to open something, every time you're about to interpret or change lives or career transition or whatever you're doing, there's some BS there ready to go, ha ha ha, not going to happen so easy. And so we learn what that is, and we start to break those cycles too. Okay, Mercury conjuncting Mars in Scorpio, October 28th. So the voice meets voltage. There is a speak or suppress transit. It will force truths out, and if you withhold your voice, your body may react. Tight throat, inner rage, weird dreams, headaches, and all of this sort of stuff. So this is a time where maybe some things are really going to drive you crazy. People, as I said, my reactions, like the way that my brother likes to get me worked up. I don't even react to him anymore, but I'm just showing you. Speak or suppress. Mercury conjunct Mars is like, yeah, and Mercury is communication. So it could be strong, powerful communication, or someone getting the shits with you, or someone just constantly at you until you just have had enough. This may be the time where you break contact, or just tell everybody, just leave me alone, right? Without going, oh, but what would they think, and what would they do? And it's like, no. So it's going to force these truths out with this energy coming forward here. Mars in Scorpio, so Scorpio brings up this energy, right? We've had this with our cards recently. So you can use it for your benefit, to reclaim what you're saying, to break contracts of silence as well. Flame mirror work, so what you're projecting out, like, so the one thing that you can do is when you place your flame around you, right, and you place your mirror around that, the one thing that you can do is think about what it is that you stand for and put that up against that mirror. So you're seeing something like justice, or you're seeing something like the flame work, right? Or you're seeing something like sovereignty or power or spirituality, whatever you're seeing. Imagine that as a word coming up against that mirror, right? And see whether those things light up or whether they're not needed or need to change, right? You'll begin to tell the difference to take your power back. The new moon portal echo, and this is that new moon from October 21. So the flame interpretation, the echoes of the last new moon are still pulsing. This is a circular time in action. You may now feel the physical ripple of what you intended back then, right? Because we always make our, goals for a new moon, our wishes, our intentions, right? So you're going to feel the physical ripple of the things that you were putting in place. So you can use this to command new things now, right? I'm open to receiving miracles now. Dazzle me, universe. Give it to me. Show me how good it can get. Those sorts of talks, rather than I really hope it comes in. I'm praying. That old language never gets you an answer. You get a circle, a circle, a circle. We don't want that anymore. Observe who or what is fading naturally. For me, remember I told you, it was like the beginning of the year. I was like, you know what? I don't want to use the tarot cards anymore publicly or focus on them. Now I'll put up shorts that are from, on this day kind of shorts, because people are people. But for me personally, I'm like, no, I have to stand my ground in what I'm talking about. So I can't be flittering back. You see what I'm saying? It needed to be powerful, that we weren't using tools that have been misused for so long and misinterpreted and given in the wrong way also. So for me, I had to release that. Now, remember, I started doing tarot when I was 15 in 1990, so I've been doing this work for a really long time. It was who I am. But I know that I'm far more than just a tarot reader, you see. So why would I keep something that keeps me in a label? I want my label to be very broad. So anyway, that was a personal choice. I don't care who, I've got a course out there, go for it. And it's all done beautifully, but me personally, I was allowed and allowing myself to say, no, I think there's something else that needs to come through. Here it is. Okay, so Venus enters Libra, October 29. Now, this is the wealth rebalancing, not just financial. It's not just financial when I say wealth, it's energetic. Any area where you're overgiving, underpriced, or people pleasing is about to feel unsustainable. So, and that's a good thing, right? So we do things in alignment with what we feel we're worth. Doing something where it's just, here I'm just flogging $20 readings or something. One, it's a lot of work to get anywhere, to actually make anything. Two, it cheapens what your knowledge power is, right? What your knowledge base is. And you have to see yourself as worthy. It's worth it, right? What you're putting into things. Now, for me, you're not paying for a service with me. You're just simply paying for my time and energy, writing skills, therapy skills, all the things that I'm going to give you to change your life, right? The things that I'm going to research are things you're not even thinking of. The things that I'm going to dive into your brain with, you would not even realize you have that pattern, because usually where we need the most help is where we think, oh no, that's fine in my life. I'm going on to this thing. That's the thing, okay? So you are repairing this I'm not enough wound as well. The Samhain veil opens, as I said, October 31 to November 2. It's not thin, it's interactive, it's open. This is a gate of echoes. You may hear your past lives whispering or feel future scrolls humming, like those soul documents. What's next? Oh, the Lemurian, Atlantean, oh, the Egyptian stuff, the Syrian stuff, the interplanetary stuff. This is all coming in. Oh, different types of healing modalities. Oh my God, I can do this, I can do that. Your skill set is going to be very expanded if you start doing this, right? It's going to really expand. So, do your own rituals at those times. Do your own writing down of things and connecting and honoring and all of those things for yourself. So speak things out loud. The throat chakra is on fire this week. You need to use it. Name things, realign things, your presence also with truth. Perform your flame wealth breath daily to collapse any mimic false loops, getting you into a place of constantly asking. You're not constantly asking in this work. You just command it, it's done, you let it go, no more, next thing. So you honor the dead scrolls, the things that you've let go of, the names, the photos, the decrees, the things, the releasing the things that no longer carry your frequency, right? And you're asking for this flame visitation at night from your future self, or your soul architect team, or maybe your guardians as well. The flame bearers don't wait for energy to shift. They shape it. So this week is a test of your ability to stay unbothered, uncloaked, and unapologetically in alignment. Even as the old stuff screams louder on its way out. Okay? You don't forecast or think about it. You just command. There's a difference between asking for stuff and also having an expectation that things are already in motion. And the flame work is flame. It allows you to see things in motion already. Okay? So there we go. The other thing that I've opened up is bookings. You can talk to me on the phone. So I'll obviously just go to my website and then book a call, and there's a booking page and you can book yourself in. So I'm not going to do them too far out, so you'll be able to get in. And I feel like some people just need that extra connection, or maybe you've been wanting to talk to me on the phone or something. There's many options with payment as well, as I said. So what I do for my sessions is, it's up to you what you want to talk to me about in that particular hour, but I always write a report and present you with that later. So there'll be things on there that you could use, you could do, you could affirm, you could a little bit of a structure into the traumas that you've had or whatever. This is where I excel, okay? So I've opened those spots up. I also would love to see you at the flame tier, because you're going to get everything. If you ever want to invest in yourself, either do the courses that I've already created. If you want to be a healer, if you want to guide others, if you want to channel correctly, if you want all of those spiritual tools, creating your business and doing it all in the right way, with integrity, with honor, with the right steps in place, you go to the Temple of the Flame. There'll be more things to learn in there, but there's plenty to go on, and those things are internationally accredited courses. Okay, doesn't matter where you are, you have studied and you have done, as long as you pass, you have an accredited course right there, right? So all of that's still available, not going anywhere. And on the Patreon side of things, this is just a really good hub, because I'm able to post audio, video, just normal written text, photos. There's a shop version there. There's things that I can give special deals to patrons. You know, whatever it is, I'm able to put it in there. And then when we have our monthly thing, it'll be a YouTube Unlisted. All the link will be in that group. So it won't be given to the free members or whatever, but to those who are part of it. There's also an option for you to work personally with me on a video once a month, right? Where I'm taking you personally through the whole process kind of thing for yourself. Or you can just book a phone call. Okay, so what else do I need to tell you? I did want to randomly go to a page here because I saw something this morning which sparked this whole conversation. Actually, what did I see this morning? Let me see if I can find it again. Yep, okay. Archangel Michael gives some bullet points. Here it is. This is the page that I turned to randomly today, which was release anything that you hold in your prison cell. I'm just going to read you this one section. As you go about life, of course, there are going to be things that you hold on to. Hurt, abandonment, betrayal, abuse, regrets, the list goes on. All of these memories of each individual thing that you have ever been upset about in any way are still locked in the cell in your mind. Some of these things have caused such bad internal pain and darkness that now you may have physical and mental dis-ease in your body. If you can release any kind of negative memory and experience from your mind, you will experience relief that you cannot imagine. Ask for pure white light to surround the problems and dissolve them for you. And imagine a team of powerful angels pouring energy-giving light towards you, and strengthen your inner body with fuchsia light or fuchsia flame, and you will create a force field of protection from the inside out. Erase your problems with the power of your own thoughts, the same way that you allowed them to be there. Wow, see? People constantly go over all of this nonsense or blame themselves. You know, there's a thing now going around where kids are abandoning family members, especially their parents, and are influenced to do so. And I'm not talking about kids that abandoned toxic parents that were abusive and, you know, in all kinds of ways. And there's been all kinds of mending and healing that's tried to happen, but it hasn't happened. Okay. I'm all for no contact when you are with or around abusive people, right? But there is a trend going on where there are kids just abandoning their parents, just not talking to them. Grandkids, who cares, right? This is happening, and this is unhealed energy here. There is so many people that have physical dis-ease in their body because they have not addressed the root cause of their issues. Because once you do, it no longer exists unless it is totally part of your soul journey, who you are as a soul. If you have decided that you will have this issue or that issue in your physical body and that you will not heal from that, then that is also a decision that you created. Now, do you have to be in pain? Do you have to be in discomfort? Can you live with something but also have freedom from it, if you know what I'm talking about? Absolutely. Okay. So as you all know, I am here. I am ready to help you all. I always have been. And I really, really hope that this is the month, as we move into November, that you will start being recognized, that things will start turning around for you, that people will notice that your attitude is tougher and stronger and more confident, and that there's less and less people on this planet that are being abused and taking that on and internalizing it and creating more problems for themselves and letting that person win over you. Some of you have had someone on your back literally for far too long, where you're constantly reminded of their presence, what they used to say, how they used to treat you, what you used to feel like, how you used to speak and nothing came out, or you spoke and you weren't listened to. Whatever it is time to get that off of your back. How can you possibly have a strong structure if you have heavy people on it all the time? It's eventually going to crack under the pressure, right? So if you need help with anything, obviously you know where I am. Otherwise, I will see you soon this week. Thanks so much for listening to this little bit of a forecast, and talk to you soon. Okay, bye for now.